You're on tune to Nice Up TV. Bless up yourself.
Out here though, a reggae online.
Alright, check, 1, 2. Here we are at Rototom Sunsplash Festival. Got Russ, Jammy, Addis, Pablo, myself, Hawkeye, Nice Up TV. Yeah, alright, it's a blessing to have you here. Really looking forward to your set tonight on the Dub Academy stage. Just for anyone that doesn't know you, there's a documentary out there, In My Father's House. Check it on YouTube. It gives a good background to these guys, especially Addis. So yeah, what are the kind of vibes that people can expect to hear tonight?
Well, tonight you can just expect to hear a sound called Rockers and a sound called Sons of Dub, and I and Rush Jammy happen to represent these sounds, you know, in the sense of Jammy DJs and producers with me as Sons of Dub. And tonight you'll get some selections from, you know, all over the place, from Steppers, you know, Jacob Miller, Human Del, Augustus Pablo, myself, Addis Pablo, get a feature from Jai Exile probably, Micah Shamai maybe. So it will be a very interesting show, and like I said, generally it's just the sounds of the rockers and positive vibes, good vibrations, keep the people moving and stepping, you know.
Straight dub music from start to finish. Fast dub, slow dub, rutical dub, electric dub, melodica dub, vocal dub. You're gonna see Jai Exile with us tonight, Micah Shamaya with us tonight, Infinite with us tonight as special guests. So if you see this before the show, you will know. But you got to be there, you know. It's gonna be nice, man. Proper vibes, rockers vibes, as Addis say, straight Sons of Dub thing. No going around it. Yeah, man.
All right, respect. Can't wait to see it. So when did the breakthrough happen for both of you? Like, you know, when did you actually start to take music seriously? I know it's, you know, in your blood and that kind of thing, but in terms of the industry.
For me, I would say taking music seriously, I could have never taken it for a joke, because from what I look at music, it was a very serious process, and in order to make it through, you have to be serious about what you do. Not saying it was serious all the time, but you have to be serious about your work. You have to believe in it and know it, because at the end of the day, people doubt you, people will, you know, chastise you until you prove yourself. Then everybody will be like, oh, it's great, you know, but prior to that, everybody will be kind of looking at it late, or it's not great or something. But for me, of course, growing up, as I said, with my dad, music was always around, and as I said, I had to take it serious, because the way I saw him approach music was that if people were singing with him or anybody who was around him had to be serious. So if they came to the studio and their voice wasn't sounding right, he would cuss them and say, you know, you're not ready, and you have to get ready, because it's serious works and it's a name brand, it's real work. So for us, and for me, and I know for Jammy as well, music has always been inside of us. It was just a matter of growing to a stage to be mature enough to make certain decisions and choices and do the thing that it needs, is necessary to put you in the right places, like meeting the right people, producing this song, meeting that person, and so on and so forth.
All right, so when you make a tune, do you have a process, or is it just a natural progression, or where does the inspiration and that kind of studio thing happen?
It would depend. With collaborative projects, some of them would be just producers would send their rhythm or their rhythm tracks, you know, we might just add a melodica, or we do some different dub mixes, some electronic mixes of some different styles, you know. Sometimes Addis would bring it from scratch, you know, and he would build something with the keyboards. He would call Vivaldo to bring in some Nayabingi drums, you know, because that's our drummer. And we just keep it natural, and as the vibes flow within the natural process of creating the song, the spontaneous mind would say, okay, I think it needs a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know. And when we feel we have something that is kind of complete, that's where the process kind of actually starts. And then we will say, all right, we'll do this type of mix, that type of mix. We'll put it out this date, this way, that time, you know. And for us, it's just trying to keep it as positive and as natural as possible, staying within the realms of dub music, which would incorporate drum and bass, hip-hop, you know, everything, you know. So staying within those realms, but positive, and focusing on the drum and bass and the rutical side, the same way, you know. We're just trying to keep the whole sound system culture and dub culture alive, running the vinyl every time, keeping it pressing straight through, you understand? Melodic album after melodic album coming, you know. So it's just a matter of sitting and staying locked down and waiting, you know.
Yeah, Bless, just on that tip, you release a lot of your music for free on SoundCloud. You have a lot of downloads. Recently, there's a tribute to Marcus Garvey for his Earth Day 2 days ago. Yeah, how is that approach? You know, obviously it makes it a bit harder freeing up the music and things like that, but I really respect that approach, but I'd just like to expand on, yeah, that, you know, sound system culture and the hard road.
Well, I think definitely we've took the approach of releasing a lot of free music, which I think compared to, not to really compare ourselves with everybody else who's doing music with us, but not much artists in our genre per se do it. You'll find it a lot more in rap, like with Lil Wayne and these guys doing 20 mixtapes free, but the effect of these 20 mixtapes is that they have a super following, and each mixtape that you give away for free might bring you 1,000 followers on our level. You know, for his level it might be 10,000 people because of the massive crowd that he's in. But the approach of releasing free music allows people to connect with your music without having to go through money, and money is a thing, as we know. For us it doesn't matter, even though we know we need it to build things and do things, but we don't like to make money like, oh, because you don't have money you can't get this track. Possibly if we're doing a vinyl, then you have to pay us for a vinyl because it's, you know, it's a physical form, it's something, it's a monument, it's art. But for music online, I think it's good for it to be free because it allows more free access and more people. Somebody can be sitting in the Marshall Islands, I don't know, somewhere off the coast of Africa, and download the song, and they might not see it for 10 years. When you do come to there, or they do come to see you, they'll feel really good in themselves knowing that you gave them this, and it touched them in whatever way it did, and they get a chance to connect with you on a different level, whether it be live or sound system, live band. So, you know, we couldn't help but approach that way because we've put over 200 songs online free from first, like when we first started putting, we have over 200 songs. Up to this point, at least 200. At some point we started, around last year, we started to kind of decline. Yeah, structure, but after that, at that point, so much people had already heard the music. We had like 40,000 followers on SoundCloud just from that. And so we had that prior to doing a lot of the works. It's like that allowed us to have all these following before we even went on tour, pretty much, before we even did the mixtape with Major Lazer, before we even did Slash the Soldiers. Even though all these things helped contribute to it, we already had a massive following based on the fact that we were connecting via the internet.
Yeah, well, yeah, you've got a good following online. You know, I'm from New Zealand, and we love your music down there. I'm living in Australia. People know your music there. You know, sound system culture, it's fully worldwide. And we're going to have to wrap this up shortly, but we'd just like to touch on how dub music, you know, originated in Jamaica, and it's kind of taken a break until you guys have kind of resurfaced and that kind of thing. It's, you know, a big thing in the UK here.
Well, I would say that, just as I said before, if people who study things like astrology and are aware of like comments on certain stars that only appear, certain astrological like eclipse only happens a certain amount of years, I would say the effect of dub and even the so-called reggae revival is the same thing, where it started in or established itself in Jamaica, took roots 30, 40, 50 years ago, and now 40, 30 years later down the line, it's resurfacing again because it's something that's always there. It's like a volcano that's just waiting to erupt because there's tension, there's social, political issues. There are a lot of things going on, so it's really just a matter of the youth and generation coming forward to express this message, and I think that's what we have in this time. Myself, Jammy, Chronix, Protege, Janine, etc. We're pretty much of the same age group, relatively close, you know, so we all were growing up through these times, through the times of Sizzla, Anthony B, as John would say, you know, and all the artists that were filling that gap between the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and we were influenced by them, you know, Damian Marley, etc. So this is our expression of these influences now in this time, and of course, dub is a major influence for us, so that's why we push it so much. Vinyl, sound system, rockers, sons of dub.
And it's good to see that people in Jamaica and the Caribbean are moving ahead with it, because what's most joyous to me is seeing the support that we get out here, that we get in Europe. I mean, next week we fly into Singapore to open Singapore Dub Club, you know, in Singapore. So it's gonna be nice, and it's nice to see the response that people give us when they see a performance, or even when they don't see a performance yet, you know. So it's nice, and we just hope to influence more and more people in the Caribbean, in our region, and over the world, you know, to do more. And just big up everybody in Jamaica who is doing so. Big up Exile the Brave, them with the Vinyl Thursday, Gabby with the Kingston Dub Club, you know, Dub Wise Wednesday Large, you know. So all these things we're just happy to be a part of and to keeping it moving forward, you know.
All right, that's all we have time for. These guys, busy men. A lot of works to do. But yeah, bless up for your time. Nice Up TV, Rototom Festival, Sons of Dub.
You've been watching Nice Up TV. Rewind and come again.